Well, that's a little bright, huh? Let me say, turn that down a little bit. That's a little more romantic. Well, I don't know if anybody watching tonight, but I just thought I'd put in because I see we have one more day to the end of our giveaway grant. And this is where we give out like 10 $1,000 grants and 10 $500 grants uh, and to Let's Go Help members. So you got to be a member of Let's Go Help, and that's $20 for the whole month. Um, but most of the members watch me on YouTube too, and it's just a more secure broadcast for me to be on YouTube. Oh, hi! I'm in Florida looking felon grant. Yeah, well, I mean, more and more grants are available to felons. So I haven't seen a real good list yet for felons. I just talked about a couple of business grants that the government has for felons, but there's so many other grants too that you should be aware of. And even if you are a felon, don't worry about it. Just go start looking for grants. And if they ask you're a felon or not, well, that's like yeah, they're going to ask you. It's only for uh, seniors, and you're not that either. So don't worry about what what they're asking for because there's so many grants that are there's anybody could join, with felon or not. So if you're only looking for the felon ones, I mean that's interesting, but that's so limited if you're only looking for grants for felons, because that's a very small portion of everything that you're eligible for. So that's why it's better to go out and see all the ones you may be eligible for, whether you're a felon or not. And that's why that's a bigger universe and a bigger opportunity, to score. I'm going to become a member tonight. Oh, thanks, Dennis. Let's go. Any grants for PSENG or people in autoimmune disease? I don't know what PSENG. Well, what I found too is that there's a lot of nonprofits that work in the healthcare field that give grants for people. It's sometimes it's by disease or just because you have getting over illness or whatever. Oh my God, I love your offer. What the it is fun. I'm going to do more like this. Uh, and it is, there's so much free help for people with medical problems to pay their bills or just to pay expenses while you have medical problems. And a good place to go for that, what I like, a good starting place is, um, why can't I? Oh man, it's fun getting older, but I can't remember stuff. What the hell is it? Oh well, I'll think of it. I remember from when I was I just got help from my electric bill. I paid 1,003. Great, Denise. Did you learn from me or what? If you learned from me, then write me an email if you can at let's go LSKO free radio at gmail.com. Now there's people, let's go free radio. Now I will never ask you for money, and once you pay the membership, not only do you have access, you could apply for our grant, which the new one closes next tomorrow night, but we'll have another one next month, and we may even give more money away. We have more ways to give out money to people to encourage them. Like we're working on a program now. We'll start about how we'll give you money, like if you show us that you really called a bunch of people to ask for grants. People just look at the information and they don't get it on a phone and don't make contact, and you have to contact people. That's the only way you get. Thanks for your help. Oh, wonderful. And there's other people, particularly they pop up on the Facebook group and on YouTube that pretend they're me. I mean, they even have my logo and everything. I mean, I don't know how to get rid of these bloody things. Those people think about screwing me all day. I don't. I see them and I think about it for a minute, get back at them, but I don't want to waste my time. And they're just too much better, so much better than I am. I'm going to join. I'm nothing but a very best advice you have given. Oh, thank you so much. I mean, Denise, you don't know how much that means to me. I mean, it is. We all struggle in life. I mean, life is nothing but struggle. I mean, that's. I'm 78 years old, man, and I've had a fun life, and I wouldn't change any of it. Uh, good or bad, because you learn more from the bad stuff than you do from the good stuff. Doing perfect, is easy. It's what do you do if thing ones fail? That's what you have to practice for. But when you say something like that, that it's a some value, see, there's nothing more, I think, than we want in life is to help other people somehow and to have and to share with other people what we have so that it enhances the community somehow because we all have special talents, that we could share. And that's why everybody tries to be like somebody else. No, that's not special. Who wants that? We don't need more stuff that's already there. We need what's special about you and what's weird about you. I mean, see, this is natural to me, like, but you don't know how much failures I had to go to get to this. This was me inside. But after two failing, I got an MBA in computer science. Oh, actually, an MBA in computers, I guess, management information systems. I was a computer science professor and everything. I had a software company. This is all back in the 70s, and it all failed, man. And then I said, shit, I was doing this stuff and like I was told and checking all the boxes, and I still failed. And I said, boy, that's no fun. Yeah, so I see there's no guarantee of success in life. So that's why no matter what you do, and you think it's guaranteed if you do that, whatever it is somebody tells you, that's still not a guarantee you're going to do it. So to me, the trick against life, how to hack life, is don't do things to get to some goal because that is so much of a crapshoot. You may or may not get it, and you'll be miserable all the way. So what you want to do is work towards something, but something that you enjoy doing. Yeah. Then you wake up every day and you're winning today. Hey, I'm a winner again today. I'm not a millionaire yet, but I'm a winner, man. I love what I do. Don't you look spiffy today? Thanks a bunch for you. Thank you, Tammy. It is. Um, it is the warmest thing. I mean, I have never had so much fun in my life as the work I'm doing now, and it's because of words like this. I mean, if people think what I have is so important, man, that's all we want in life. So that's why I want to encourage other people to find out what they can contribute to life and other people, and then you get that feeling that your life means something because it's helping somebody else. What else? I mean, your life, I don't think has a lot of meaning if you're building up piles of dollars in your basement or something. What's that doing for humanity? I don't know. But I mean, that's biased and I'm sure it doesn't work for everybody. But man, the older I get, the more I really believe that more wholeheartedly. I had to cancel due to COVID and money. Well, I understand, Ginger. We're working on also a scholarship session. So people that really can't, I mean, it hurts me when if people give me money and you need it, you should not do that. You have to take care of you first. And watch the videos because I give a lot in the videos and the sources even in the descriptions. So that's where you should get the help. You don't have to pay me $20. Um, and also, I have a free website. I'm from what do I have to do? Smile and and work at it. That's what you have to do. You have to get on the phone, call people, and they say, "Shit, I don't have anything. What the hell are you calling me for?" And then you ask them, "Well, where should I call? Who would have the money?" Well, maybe try over there. Let's go should have at least 70. Like what? Uh, uh, I'm a 30-year-old. Wow. So I do appeal to the 30-year-old. That's awfully sweet, Siri. I can't imagine. Uh, Man, when I was 30 years old, I'm sure you would have hated me. You're trying to figure out life, man. Nobody knows, and you're thinking somebody who has a lot of money or whatever or personality whatever, knows. No, they're just as scared as you are, you know, and they're guessing every day, and they try to pretend they're not guessing because they could charge you more money. Yeah, if I pretend I know something, that you don't, and I know the secret to something that you don't, then you'll maybe pay me more money. And that's right now, man. I'm done with all that stuff. And I'm 33. I'm still finding yes, and I'm still finding my way at 78 because the whole world changed. I am not a fan for 30 years. I am 76. Oh, I see, Sherry. To really disabled at six. We're coming out with a report now, a state by state report for people with disabilities. And if you remember now, we have one for a general, but I'm trying to make it down state by state. So let me give you that because there's a lot of help for people with disabilities, for housing, for transportation, for jobs, for almost anything, healthcare, everything. Are you going to tell us how to apply? Yes, you apply. Here's the application, and it's in the description. I think I put it in there before I got here. free.lesco.com/giveaway. Okay, there it is. You are so humorous. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Yeah, well, I mean, and that's another. I try to stay funny because life is so shitty. Yeah, and so you don't laugh at it. If you take it seriously, man, it's going to be a tough day. And also, yeah, I see humor as sort of like lubricant to get through life a little easier. Slide through this stuff, yeah, because it's tough, man. It's tough to succeed. It's tough to come out the other end, or whatever. So that's why I think the real, you know, because every day could be so difficult. Yeah, it's better if you start trying to find something or guide yourself. I mean, this can't happen overnight. You just guide yourself to something that you really enjoy doing. Number one, you'll do it better than everybody else. Not that you'll be a success or not, because you have to find out what success is. Like what I've been doing for 10 years, trying to figure out how people want information or get information or will pay for information if they're not going to buy reference books anymore. And because I sold reference books, that's what it is. Nobody buys reference books anymore. It's all the internet, yeah. And then everybody on the internet thinks it should be free. So that's a tough sell, yeah. So I see that, like the Facebook group, and I am more satisfied now than ever before. I don't have millions and millions of books that I've sold now. I just have hundreds or thousands of people that I help one-on-one, to get, I could share my knowledge with on a more personal basis. I am FSDI and disabled. I think I've seen your name around. Uh, is it Irma? Yeah. It doesn't matter. The programs, some you'll be eligible for, some you won't. Probably more you'll be not eligible for than won't, because there's 50,000 programs or so. I don't even know. Last time I counted about 17,000, and this year they probably doubled it. Well, they doubled the money, so they must have been doubling the number of programs. Let's just open a non-medical home healthcare business. Great. Oh, for transportation, June. Hearing you with such energy gave me the courage I needed to finally open a business with my wife. That's nice, June. So is this a transportation business, non-medical transportation? I lost my house in 2009, trying to get disability after I had triple bypass. I moved in with a friend, and he was paying what I could, and things started looking better then. Well, nice. Now, I would think people with disabilities or whatever, I think the best deal. Oh, Elizabeth, you're sweet. Oh, thanks for the hug. That's what money's are. Somebody, buys something for me. It's just like, oh, it's a hug, and it's a way to breathe easier. And it says to me that what I'm doing is of some value to somebody else. I mean, you don't want to make love to somebody who doesn't love you, right? Well, maybe sometimes people do, but that's something else. But the joy of love is being loved too, and giving love, but giving love where it's appreciated, not where it's not appreciated. And it's no fun to love that. So the same with your professional skill. You are a blessing. Absolutely love all your advice. If I ever would have found you, I would have pushed for the help I received. I would have pushed for. If I never would have found you, I would never. Oh, well, wonderful, Denise. Tell me what you were able to get. I love to. That's the way I learn. And that's why I love now, because every day. I mean, today I answered 50 to 70 questions. that people, members give me of looking help, and I show them the best sources in the world. I'll do some research if I don't know, and whatever. And that is just a wonderful thing for me. I keep growing that way, and I don't want to die. I do if I can't do shit. Yeah. I mean, if I can't contribute, I shouldn't be here. Make room for somebody else. I just want to say I love you. Oh, just because. Oh gosh. Um, Obviously, there's a grant for my utility. Denise, yeah, tell me about it. Email me, okay? Please. Um, that does more. I mean, me, a clown like me, telling you how to get money. Who the hell's going to believe me? You know, that's why you getting it, and if I could share that with people, then they say, "Hey, well, if Denise got it, then maybe I can." You know, and that's what's important, I think. Um, and that's why you have power, and that's why in the Let's Go group, I feel the members have more power than me. I just set it up, but see, the members know about program. Like Denise, you know about the program you got money from. Okay, see, as a member, you could share that information with the people. You'll know more about that program than I ever will because you applied for it and got the money. I just read about it somewhere. I don't know really how it works. So I point you to a place. I received a 13th telegram from my, yeah, Denise, yeah, please tell me. I promise I'll write a nice letter. Thank you. Um, and that's Let's Go Free Radio at Gmail. Oh, by the way, the scam people, they'll say, "Hey, this is Matthew. Get me a not Let's Go Free Radio, a free Let's Go Radio." You know, because oh yeah, that sounds like Let's Go. Whatever. Awesome guy. Many thanks for your work. So I came in late. Well, I did too. Where would I find $1,000 grant mentioned in the title? That's here's the website for the grant stuff. Now that's for members. So free, let's go. I mean, so it could be a carrot to become a member, but what I want to show people is that this is what my membership is about. It's really about giving. And I want people who join to give to other people. I want to show you I give to other people, so I'm giving the money back that they gave me. Yeah. uh, and that's what it is. And to make sure people who join are nice and they be nice for each other and help each other because there's so much talent. The a couple thousand people I have now, they all have some knowledge that other people could use, if you let it out. See, the problem is we have knowledge about something and we share it with our friends and our friends don't care. Well, they don't need it. You got to find the people that need your knowledge. That's why a lot of people want to start a business. Well, I'm going to start I was helping a member start a writing business. Well, I have to take a course. No, you don't have to take a course and write. You have to take a course and write if you want to impress your friends. But no, you, you're not going to write a Hemingway novel. Who the hell cares? You just want to write. There's a lot of people who can't write at all, and they're your market in the beginning, not the people who are looking for Hemingway. You don't compete with them. You truly, well, thank you, Denise. You don't compete with them. There's so many people that, geez, I just don't know how to write a letter. And you can help with that. And then if you're really insecure about not knowing enough, say, okay, if you don't like it, don't pay me. See, and do that. Do something like that. Just say, hey, I could do that. And you go learn how to do it when you get a customer, because then you learn how to get a customer first, not learn how to do some work that you want to be perfect at. No, nobody buys perfect anyway. So don't waste your time. Waste your time trying to find out how to get a customer and try to do whatever they say and say, pay me if you think it's good. If you don't pay me. That's a better way to learn. And because you're doing the real work somebody wants to have done. And there's people at all levels. You need to get a TV show. I used to have them. I used to very successful in infomercials. But this is, see, well, that's broadcast. I mean, theoretically, I have a TV show now when I want. I turn on the thing here, and what do we got? We got 82 people right now, probably a lot more. But it is, and then that is all with advertising, and I don't want to do that. True. Thank you for your service. My dad was in Vietnam War, and I miss his stories. Yeah, I was in the Navy, 3 years, 2 months and 9 days. Watched the war from a ship. I was a ship driver. Got in Saigon, and I'm dying over here. Oh, Denise, where are you? I remember your intro. Yes, I did very well with that. I was like one of the top 3, 4, 5 infomercials around. Uh, but I would dance and sing or whatever and try to get your attention. You send me money, I send you a book, and nothing happened. You didn't know how to use a book, and I got the money. And so the money was nice, but the satisfaction wasn't there. And now, see, in Let's Go Love, instead of, I sold $50 books or 60, 70 in that. Now for $20, you could join and I'll give you one-on-one help. Every initial discussion that started on Let's Go Help, I answer, and I learn your questions. See, that's the secret to me. Is that's what I think will keep me going for another 15, 20 years, I hope. It is that hearing your questions. See, in doing books, I learned a lot because I would go out, I would write a book for a year, I would go around the country doing talk shows. I mean, like I've been on Letterman probably about 4 or 5 times, I forget. Oprah, I did about 3 times. Larry King did a bunch of times. I was a regular, and and that's where I learned. I'd do talk shows around the country, and people, I'd hear what they wanted. Okay, here's what they need, and I'd go out and find a reference and build a reference book to solve that problem. When I started doing infomercials, then I had to buy TV time, but I don't get any feedback. I get a little, but it's not like sitting on a talk show on Larry King for 3 hours and have people all over the country telling me what they need. And that's what I do on every day is a call-in talk show that people call in and I figure out, and they tell me what they need, and then I figure, well, then I bet if I do a product like that solves that need, then that will help people. It is like learning how to love somebody. I mean, I'm married now. I was a third wife. First one were short ones, 3 and 7 years. We're close to 40, but I think it takes about 30 years to really figure out how to love somebody. It's a complicated process because if somebody else is involved, we think we know what somebody else and they think they know them, but no, none of us know anybody else well enough, and we don't even know ourselves well enough. We like to pretend we do and we guess, and we're wrong a lot of times. Well, TV. Oh man, I would never do that. Not broadcast TV. Something like this that's casual, whatever. Uh, that's fine. Yeah, it's just about helping people. And if you get on broadcast TV and other, you have to help the advertisers. And everybody's going to tell you what to do. When I start wearing this suit, even when I was doing infomercials and talk, I was thrown off TV. That's right. Oh, you can't wear that. This is a serious program. That's stupid. You know, I you don't have time to be somebody else. To me, what life has been, you go through school and all this stuff that is put on you, and then that's why then after 2025, I start doing things that wasn't working. Then after 35, life has been just trying to take off the stuff that they put on me for the first 20, 30 years, and trying to find out what the fuck I really am, And I bought your reports twice for the state I live in, and no help for a mortgage. Okay. Vicki, if you're trying to pay mortgage, okay, there's a national program that Biden has now. I forget the name of it. It's run through the Treasury. Um, um, home buyer. It's something with home buyers. So if you put Biden home buyers or Treasury home buyers, and just look for .gov or .org. Oh, here's a way to do it. Who is that, Vicki? Okay, you want to go to your state housing finance agency. Okay, every state has something called a state housing financing. They usually know about the Biden program. This is a national program. They can't give away all the money. This is the problem. Rent money is sitting in every state that's not being used. Mortgage money, I'm not positive about that, but that's all the same. The states now have so much goddamn money. And see, when you say there's no mortgage money or something, you probably change the check this, program or two, and they say we have none or anything. You got to dig somewhere else, and it may or may not work. But that's where most of the stuff is hidden. It's not like you think, and so that's why you have to get in there, get dirty, get your hands dirty. Takes a lot of phone calling, takes a lot of your time. 45 billion for a home and mortgage, only five. Yeah, that's right. I think that was for not mortgage. I think that was for the rental at that point. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But yeah, see, I mean, that is only 10% of this rent money is used. I mean, that is disgusting. There's hurting out there. You're writing about it right now, and as I'm talking about it, so that hurt is out there, and wow, and we have money sitting all over. That's why you call your elected official. If you can't find anything, and you call every goddamn elected official you have, just don't call the congressman or whatever. No, you call your two senators, you call your congressman, then you go to your state. You have probably maybe where you live, you have two or three senators, two or three representatives. There's at least 7 or 8 people that you could start calling. 100 billion total for only 3 billion spent. See, okay. And that's happening all over the state. Then actually the states are getting now more money from the COVID programs that laws already passed. This is not new ones, that they're trying to decide how to spend it. So if you don't call your elected officials, hey, we need money for this, we need money for this, then they want to get elected. So, if they hear what you want money for, they could vote to get money for that. Call my government's office about unemployment payday today. I suggest that people who need, yeah, you just call the governor, right? Because he's in charge of unemployment there. You call him. That's not gonna, I mean, what's the worst going to happen? I used to do that when I started a business. I mean, before the internet, you had to make cold calls, and oh man, I don't want to do that. I have an MBA. I don't want to grovel and do that. But boy, it was so hard. Particularly I was working at home at the time as a freelance consultant, trying to find business. And I used to think, now what, I was sitting on the phone. We didn't have phones like this. We had those things, with the big handles on the wall. And I would, God, I said, "Oh, I'd be afraid." I don't know why. I was afraid. And I said, "Well, what's the worst that could happen? Is that guy on the other side or woman gonna hand come out and wring my neck or something like that? No. Yeah, worst that happen is gonna hang up on me. But they'll redistribute under another name. So it's true because it took me a ton of phone calls before I hit help. Yes, Denise. Oh, you're wonderful, darling. Tell me about it. That's true because it took me. Yes, exactly. See, and that's what it is. And people will make just one or two phone calls. That's what I'm trying to do with Let's Go Help too, is really train people how to do this. Because once you learn that secret about getting help, which is just making 100 phone calls. Yeah. Now, even if I made 100, so it took you a week. What'd you do last week? Can you? I don't know. I mean, I know what I do every day. I answer people's, questions. But most of the time just goes by like sand in an hourglass, and it's all on the bottom already. Microgreens, yes, I interviewed a woman, Microgreens, about 4 or 5 years ago, and just ran into her yesterday. And since she met her, she has a 4-year-old kid, and it was fun to see her again. Well, maybe I can find something to enjoy doing as far as work from home, like microgreens. I need help for setup. Well, no, Vicky, don't look for help for setup. Look for help first in deciding how to start a business in microgreens. Don't you decide how to start a business in microgreens. You start looking for as much help as possible on how to start a great business in microgreens. Because you're going to start it and you're going to use your logic, which will be logical, right? What you know. But the world is so complex, and so you're going to go up so many alleys that are wrong. So start talking to people who now are in microgreens. You find 20, 30 people that are in the business and you start calling them. You go to the Small Business Development Center for consulting help about legal or finance or anything like that. They give you all that for free. Okay. So you don't need consultants, you don't need finance, you don't need to be an LLC, you don't need to be anything but Vicky. Now, Vicky has to go out and do research and find out about the best way for her to do it. So that's why if you find somebody else that does it one way, that doesn't mean that way is for you either. You have to see what they do, learn a little bit from it maybe, and keep going. And then maybe their way costs too much money. And then you may be hard to get up money. See, to me, if you want a lot of money to start a business, or if you want any money to start a business, that means it's going to take you anywhere from twice as long to 10 times as long to start your business, because you have to spend a hell of a lot of money starting business. Then once you get the money and once you are in business, then you're going to have to spend even more time finding a customer. See? So why waste all that time? Find a customer first. And then worry about all the other stuff. And that's easier to do nowadays. So in other words, like microgreens. Okay. So maybe what you do is find people do microgreens now and say, hey, I'll sell your microgreens for you. Because if you know how to sell somebody else's microgreens, you got it knocked in starting your own business, because that is the key. So what you do is you find microgreen people, small little microgreen people, and you say, hey, I'd like to sell them for you. And you don't charge any money. You say, I'll work on commission, because that's going to be the cheapest way, and you'll probably even make money doing it. Because if you can't sell somebody else's microgreens, how the hell are you going to sell yours? We're programmed to work ass backwards. We don't see the real thing. We start at ground zero. No, you don't start at ground zero. You start in the moon and work backwards. Are there any grants for starting a T-shirt business? You don't need a grant to start a T-shirt business. Here, I see this. I sell these. Okay. I go to Printful, printful.com. All you put a designs out there. You don't even have to print any. Now you're in business. That's all. And you don't need anything. Until when somebody orders, they go to your website, Printful prints it, sells it, and you share the money with Printful. No money involved. But what is involved is you finding customers. See, so if you spend 6 months to a year or something figuring out how to start, how to print the, and spend the money and time and research, whatever it is, and then go look for a customer, well, you waste all that time and money, and you haven't figured out the real key to your success is finding a customer, not finding how to spend money. No, no. The trick is, how do you get money? That's what Google is about. How do you spend money? No, no, no. Stay away from these people. You don't want to know how to spend money. You want to know how to get money. So if you want to stay, you want to have a business, you don't figure out ways to spend money. No, your business is to make money. So do that part first. It's amazing how we get caught up in this society. Because why we do, I think anyway, because people want to sell you something. You want to start a business? I'll sell you how to start a business. All you have to do is this ABC. All you have to, you need an LLC. Wow, what do you need an LLC? The T-shirt you bought, wherever you buy a T-shirt. Did you ask if they had an LLC? No, nobody gives a shit when they buy it. The people who give a shit your LLC are the people selling you to be an LLC. Can you have a job as a caretaker, but take care of them in your own home and fill out forms for 2 weeks or a month and get compensated? Well, if you're taking care of somebody, that I guess is possible, because the caregivers, that's how caregivers work. They come to your home and give you care. So you want to do it in your home? Well, yeah, do that. Why not? because that's a person who will get money from the government for you. I mean, that's just a daycare you could do in your home. And so why not senior care in your home? Same thing. Why not? Where do you find out? Okay. Um, well, you'd want to start if you're going to get government money, like there's money for caregivers, okay? And that's usually at the state level, Medicare, Medicaid, or the state program. So you want to find out where that state is. An easy way to start is through the what's called the Elder Care Locator. Go to Elder Care Locator and find that. That's a .org. Now that's really the office, area office on aging. And see, every city, every county has a local area office on aging, and they know these kinds of programs. Even if you don't take care of seniors, they're probably the same program. So they would be a good one to start with. He's so freaking smart. Well, I don't feel smart because my SAT scores are like 2 above plant life. I just found them the other day. I took them, my sons, when they were like 8th grade, or something like that, or senior, high school. They started taking the SAT, so I took them with them. 3 of us in a row taking the SAT. So I didn't get a whole lot better than what I had 50 years ago, which were again 2 above plant life. Matthew, how about the subsidy for equipment uh, to start the product for the customers? Well, I would start to find customers first. And what you can do is do a crowdfunding campaign and say, this is the kind of stuff I'm going to make. Anybody want me to make one for you? And it costs nothing to do that. So that way you find out how to really sell it before you even buy the equipment, or you borrow equipment, or you have somebody make it for you. Uh, Love us info. I just need to figure out how to get started. You start it is you make a phone call. You talk to somebody. It depends on what you want to start or where you want to go. There's a lot of free help for anything. Go to this here. Go to here, this website I have. Okay, free.letsgo.com/free training. Okay, you go to that website, and I have all the best places to start to get information and help in your state. It's a state by state list. You get that whole list. You open up the report for your state and start calling them. Hey, I want to do this. Where should I go? Hey, I want to do that. That's all. And they're all free, and they're all get paid by the government to help you figure things out. Okay, what's better than that? Google? No, because if you go to Google and say, "How do you do this?" You're gonna get a billion websites telling you, "Give me money and I'll show you how." Yeah. Yeah, right? You don't wanna do that. Please. Please don't. Please don't, but it takes work. See, what they do, and I was this way, is you sell things, you try to make people believe it's easy as hell. "Just give me money. All your problems are solved. It's gonna be real easy, honest." It's gonna take work no matter what you do. Okay, guys, don't forget, if you remember, you have till tomorrow night to get your application in, and you just start a description on Let's Go Help, uh, and you tell me how you would spend $1,000. Hope you are doing great. Thanks for all the help. Yeah, I'm doing great, Montana. Like I said, I've never been happier in my life than right now. Loving harder, working harder, and feeling humanity like I've never had before. I enjoy it. Thank you so much for all your years of helping us. Truth seeker. Well, that's what we're here for. I mean, I think that's the job of a human. Tammy, thank you. Please, right. Uh, See you guys tomorrow night. Deadline. I'll be back. As what's that? Uh, Clint Eastwood said, "Oh, no, that's Howard Schwarzenegger. I'll be back." Or that Clint Eastwood was "Make My Day," right?